Hey everyone, John here, and welcome back as we continue our discussion on things that you can do to help your kids to eat healthier and live those better lives. So last time we discussed some things to avoid, and we also talked about what food was. And just to reiterate, we were talking about that food is nutrition. It's our food, or our fuel, not just something we put into our bodies for the fun of it. We want to take care of what we're eating so that we have those healthy lives and avoid all those problems that can come when our diet isn't so nutritious or not so great. So today we're going to talk about 8 ways that you can encourage your children to eat better. And the first one, probably the most important and maybe also the most difficult to do, is to set the example. Remember, if you're not eating healthy, how would you be able to expect your kids to do the same? So, you lead by example. You make good choices with your food, they're watching, they're going to start making better choices with theirs. If you're eating junk food all day and not taking care of yourself, guess what? They're probably going to follow in your footsteps. So pay attention, take that look in the mirror, and set the example. Number 2, ensure that there are healthy choices available for them to eat. And that doesn't mean that they're buried somewhere. You want to have things like fruit and maybe nuts and other healthy foods in clear access to your kids. Bananas, apples, have vegetables close to the front of the refrigerator. I found that when my kids start searching for food, a lot of times what they find first is what they eat. It's usually what's on the counter. So place a bowl of fruit somewhere where they can reach, and you'll find that that's probably where they'll go first when it comes to those little snacks. Next, praise the healthy choices that they do make. So we're always hearing no all the time. Here's your chance to say good things, to praise them, and let them know how proud you are of them for making that good choice when it comes to what they're eating. It's also another opportunity where you can kind of clue in as to what that food is good for. So maybe when you see them eating something, you can say, hey, that's a great job. That's going to help make you big and strong. Or maybe that's going to aid you in your sports performance, or whatever you feel would relate to them so that they can see that positive or that benefit for them doing what they just did. The next thing is take things slow. You want to introduce new foods one at a time. Don't just throw out a whole bunch at once. It's not only going to turn them off to these options, but it's probably not going to work. So little by little, offer them something new to try. If it turns out that they like it, have it more frequently. If it turns out that it wasn't a big hit, then maybe you need to just intersperse it every now and then once you have some things rolling and things are working. You can't expect this change to happen overnight. Take your time and see what works. Again, it's not a firm set. If I do this, this, and this, everything's going to be perfect. You're going to have to see what works for you and your kids and then kind of build from there. So, number 5, involve your kids in the cooking. I know a lot of times with my kids, if they're in the kitchen helping and they've prepared something with us, they're much more likely to at least give it a try. They had a hand in it. It was their idea. They're going to give it a shot. If you just throw something in front of them and say, eat this, I'm not going to let you do something, or you're not going to leave, or I'm going to take something away if you don't eat this, you're going about it the wrong way. So get them involved, have them have that little bit of accountability in the food that's prepared, and see how that works for you. Number 6, give them some options. I know I don't expect you to become a short order cook, and though I'm guilty of this myself, I typically try to find the vegetables that my kids like, and I give them, to each individual child. They don't like the same things, so I kind of mix it up a little bit and give what they each like. I do kind of cross them in a little bit to expose them to different things in hopes that they will start to eat a bigger variety than just maybe 1 or 2 things. So give them the options, the things that they like more. I usually make sure if I'm trying to introduce a new vegetable that there's a good pile of a vegetable that they do like, just a couple of something new to give it a shot. That way there's maybe only 1 or 2 pieces. If they try it and like it, I can give them more. If they don't, then we could try it again a little bit later. But at least they had something as a base or a staple that they would eat that was healthy to get them started. Kind of gets them going. So number 7, I kind of touched on this before. You want to talk about the purpose of the foods. So back when we were saying about praising the healthy choices, there's the purpose side. Help them understand what the foods they're eating are for. Whether this is a carbohydrate that's going to give them energy, or this is vitamins to help prevent illness, or protein to build muscles. Use it as a learning opportunity. You'll be surprised how much even a 4 and 5-year-old will pick up and catch on and start repeating to everyone they know. So keep that in mind as you're going through these different options. And then finally, number 8, Sometimes it can be a little bit of fun and games. Give them a treat. You don't have to eat nothing but broccoli and spinach for your whole life. Every now and then, it's okay to have a cookie or some ice cream or something along those lines. Key is moderation. This isn't an everyday or even necessarily an every week, depending on how much of a treat it really is. And also, when you do pick that treat, go for one that has a little bit less of that added sugar, something that isn't totally awful, maybe something that's more in between. So I hope you found these tips helpful. Love to hear back from you. Let me know if one of them works better for you, or if you have some other tips of your own, please share. So if you like, please subscribe below. And thanks again for watching. My name is John, and join us next time.